Harman Kardon is a division of Harman International Industries and manufactures home and car audio equipment. It was founded in 1953 by Sidney Harman and Bernard Kardon. Company history, source Harman Kardon website. Before Harman and Kardon was formed, Sidney Harman was the general manager of the David Bojan Company, a leading manufacturer of public address systems at the time, while Bernard Kardon was the chief engineer for the same company. Due to management changes at Bojan in the early 1950s, both men resigned, and with $5,000 investment from each, formed the Harman Kardon Company in 1953. In the 1950s, Harman Kardon designed some of the first high-fidelity audio products that helped fuel the hi-fi business. Integrated receivers was an idea to introduce and provide high-fidelity performance in a single unit. Integrated high-fidelity receivers are not new, as Scott Radio Laboratories manufactured such items in the late 1930s. In 1954, the Festival D1000 would be the world's first AM/FM compact hi-fi receiver. By 1956, Bernard Kardon decided to retire and sold his interest to Sidney Harman. As the sole head of HK, he continued to keep HK as a technical leader in hi-fi products. Sidney Harman would change the name to Harman International, but the receivers, tuners and amplifiers were still called Harman Kardon. The name continues presently. In 1969, Harman bought the major speaker manufacturer JBL. Harman was a supporter in Jimmy Carter's bid to become President of the United States. When Carter became president, he appointed Harman to be the Undersecretary of Commerce in 1976. U.S. law required appointees to have no direct business interests in day-to-day activities, so sold Harman International to Beatrice Foods, a large conglomerate, for $100 million. Under Beatrice Foods, Harman International turned away from the company's earlier policy of advancing hi-fi design and marketing that appealed to audiophiles. Under the new style of management, by 1980, Harman International sales had dropped 40%. After the Carter presidency, Harman wanted to regain ownership of Harman International. In 1980, he purchased Harman International from Beatrice Foods for $55 million. However, the receiver group was not included in the purchase because Beatrice Foods previously sold the group to the Japanese company Shin-Shirasuna. The Harman Kardon receiver group was the heart of Harman International, and in 1985 he was able to purchase the receiver group and return Harman International to its pre-1976 form. Harman retired from Harman International in 2007 at the age of 88. At that time he hired technology executive Dinesh Paliwal to succeed him as CEO. Sidney Harman died in 2011. Receivers and other high-fidelity milestones. Source Harman Kardon website. The company's first product was an Fathom tuner. 1 year after its founding, Harman Kardon introduced the world's first compact-size high-fidelity receiver, the Festival D1000. This monaural unit was aimed to introduce non-technical consumers to high fidelity and combined many now familiar features such as a tuner, component control unit and amplifier in a single chassis. The shape, form, function and size of the D1000 was a forerunner of the modern integrated receiver. Early Harman Kardon or HK high-fidelity equipment can be identified by their distinctive design, a copper-plated chassis with a copper and black color scheme for panels and enclosures. In 1958, Harman Kardon introduced the first stereo receiver, the Festival TA230, once again aimed at non-technical users to make high-fidelity stereo widely available. Stereo sound was achieved by using one channel from the AM band, and one channel from the FM band. This early form of stereophonic reception was called simulcast stereo. Early FM broadcast signals did not have the stereo carrier signal that carried the stereo left and right channels. After the stereo signal standard was established, a stereo multiplex circuit connected to or built into the receiver was used to decode the stereo signal. The first true FM multiplex stereo receiver was sold by H. Scott in 1961 with introduction of the Model 350 tuner. In 1959, HK marketed the Citation II, the first ultra-wideband stereophonic tube amplifier priced at $229.95 in $1959. Designed by Stuart Hedgeman, it featured 60 watts channel output with a frequency response of 18 to 60,000 Hz, at 20 watt output. The company promoted their philosophy of designing high-fidelity sound using amplifiers that provided widest possible audio bandwidth. Although the human ear highest audible range is around 20,000 Hz, the full body of sound goes beyond that with harmonics that may be beyond the hearing range of the human ear. These harmonics interact with other frequencies to produce audible secondary sounds or interference. This design concept was advertised by HK in audio magazines and product brochures. The Citation II remains popular even today among vacuum tube hi-fi enthusiasts. In 1970 HK marketed the first stereophonic cassette recording deck with Dolby noise reduction, the Model 5 Canadian dollars. The Dolby noise reduction system significantly reduced noise originating in the recording circuitry, motors and other sources, allowing the cassette deck to become a high-fidelity product. 1980 brought the introduction of the Citation 20 high-current amplifier, which provided quicker response to large signal transitions from the power amplifier to speakers. This improved the accuracy sound reproduction. The Harman Kardon Citation 20 power amplifier was called the world's best-sounding power amplifier by the editors of the Audio Critic magazine. The amplifier was designed by Finnish engineer Dr. Matti Ottila, who discovered transient intermodulation distortion in 1970 and worked to mitigate its effects in the following years. The Citation 20 was an at-any-cost project with the single goal of the best possible measurements of output signal, and the best perceived sound. From 1999 to 2007 HK worked to develop digital processing for audio products. In 1999 the company introduced the Model CDR2 CD recorder, the first with 4x high-speed dubbing. In 2000, HK brought out the AVR 7000 audio-video receiver, able to decode and process HD CD. Harman Kardon Product Goal. The stated product goal of Harman Kardon is the highest possible design quality for the price, rather than unnecessary features. The HK Model 330 series from 1968 to 1979 is an example of HK design philosophy, a basic no-frills stereo transistor receiver but with excellent performance in its class. It is still regarded as a quality basic hi-fi receiver today and sought by audio collectors. In 2004 HK marketed the AVR 330 audio-video receiver that is based on the same design philosophy as the HK 330 series, a basic no-frills AV receiver with quality electronic performance. Other major products from Harman. Sound sticks. The Harman Kardon iSub 2000 subwoofer and sound sticks were originally introduced at the July 2000 Apple Worldwide Developers Conference. Harman Kardon partnered with Apple to design and manufacture these products. Apple did the industrial design and mechanical engineering to have the product fit into the Apple product family. This product won an Industrial Design Excellence Awards Gold Award and was featured on the cover of ID magazine. The sound sticks too were a minor upgrade, with the addition of capacitive volume control buttons and a 3.5mm mini jack input replacing the previous USB input. The Sound Sticks 3 were a further update, changing the styling slightly using black highlights and white lighting to match the new iMacs, instead of green and blue of previous models. A new version Sound Sticks 3 Wireless has been introduced, giving the capability to accept Bluetooth inputs. It retains the wires between speakers. Car audio. Harman Kardon is a supplier of audio equipment to a variety of vehicle manufacturers including Audi, BMW, Land Rover, Mercedes-Benz, Volvo, Buick, Kia, SsangYong, Mini, Saab, Harley-Davidson, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge and Subaru. Harman also markets in-car entertainment under the Mark Levinson brand for Lexus. Laptop computers. Toshiba has equipped certain models of notebook computers with built-in Harman Kardon speakers. Acer has also equipped certain all-in-one Aspire Z series with built-in Harman Kardon speakers. Harman Kardon equipment photo gallery. References. External links. Official website.